What's up, good people? Welcome to another video. I'm Rob Stuart and I'm here to help you get your skin and your overall health back on track. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about one of the most troublesome things that skin disease sufferers suffer from. It's that uncontrollable, non-stop itch. Back when I suffered from eczema and dermatitis and psoriasis and rosacea, yes, I did have all of those at the same time. My itching was out of control. I used to itch myself, especially my scalp, my sternum, and the back of my knees until those places bled, and they were itchy almost all the time. There was 5 things though that during the year that I healed myself, and I've been cured from skin disease for going on 8 years now, and during the year that I finally got things together, got my diet put together, got my cleansing routines put together, and holistically really dialed in the program and healed myself, I did these 5 little remedies all the time, and they drastically cut down on the amount of itching and suffering that my skin was going through. It was the best thing that I could find for the symptoms, the heat, the burning, and of course the itching. So in today's video, I want to give you guys the 5 things that really helped me itch less when I was healing my skin. Hopefully one or all of these things may be able to help you guys as well. Stay tuned. Green tea. That's not one of the things that I used as a remedy. That's just what I'm drinking right now because it's cold and it's early in the morning and there's a storm outside, and it's one of those days where it's like, I'm gonna have myself some warm tea and feel really good. But what I wanted to say is, if you're enjoying this content, if you guys are getting any type of help from it, remember to subscribe, remember to share, remember to hit the notification bell, and leave all of your comments and questions down below. Gracias. Remedy number 1 that really drastically helped the itching and burning of my skin was using warm baths that either had Epsom salt or Dead Sea salts. Now, both of those things, sometimes I'd combine them and that would be really nice, but you really just need either or. Some people respond better to either Epsom salts or Dead Sea salts, and they do kind of do a different thing. So you might want to experiment with what type of sea salt, or what type of salt rather, works best for you, and really just go for it. For me, the Epsom salt made my whole mood mellow. It slowed me down. It definitely helped the itching right away. For me as well, there is kind of this like window where if I wasn't having any type of itching problems, and then a flare-up would hit me and I'd get the uncontrollable urge to itch, if I could make it through about an hour, 30 minutes, an hour or 30 minutes, generally the itching would really chill out and I could get through it without scratching myself to death. The Epsom salt really was powerful, and it was the first thing that I tried, or actually it's the first thing that I got really into. It fills the body with magnesium. It's great to do before bed. It mellows you out. It really soothes the skin. So does the Dead Sea salts, but it's just kind of a different feeling altogether. The one caveat is once you are done with your salt bath, you are gonna wanna rinse off, and then you're gonna wanna use a lot of moisturizer because it will suck the moisture out of your skin. It's a really powerful detoxifier. It's a powerful exfoliator, so you gotta be careful with it because it is powerful. And if you take a bunch of sea salt baths or Epsom salt baths or Dead Sea salt baths and you don't rinse off afterwards and you don't use a lot of moisturizer, you could lead to even more itching, and you don't want that. Number 2, my second favorite method, and it's another bath, oatmeal bath. And I do have an old video. You might have to kind of look for this one, but it's super straightforward. You get oatmeal, you put it in a sock, you let the water in the bath go through the oatmeal, then throw the whole sock or some type of bag that holds the oatmeal into the bath and let it really mix around. I have seen online some oatmeal bath products, but I don't know if they have any type of preservatives in them. I just use straight oatmeal and a lot of it. Once the bath has become kind of that creamy oatmeal-y looking color, just jump in. And this was pretty good. This would soothe my itching. This would also kind of relax me. While I get into the oatmeal bath, and same with the salt baths, I would do something to distract my mind. Listen to a podcast, watch a movie, do breath work, do some sort of meditation. Both calming the skin from the outside in and then also working on calming the mind. That's usually the best approach. Now this one's hard. Most of you guys kind of shy away from this one, but for some reason this really, really works, especially when you're having like major acute flare-ups and major acute itchiness. Ice baths. And I'm not talking just a cold shower like that. That's pretty good, but I'm talking a full-on cold exposure therapy treatment like Wim Hof does, doing some breath work, jumping into a tub or a barrel that is filled with lots of ice and lots of water. It will knock you on your butt. It will take the breath out of you. You got to work through it. You got to calm yourself down. And it has a profound effect on the itchiness and on the nervous system and on the gut biome and on your brain. And for some reason, for me, doing the ice baths while I was super itchy, I mean, it was like sometimes, not every single time, but many times it was like, boom, instantly completely shifted everything and was really amazing. Also, they have a really great long-term effect. And if anyone is trying to heal their skin naturally and keep it that way, using ice baths and cold exposure on a regular basis, at least once a week, is definitely something you need to be doing. Now we're gonna step up a notch here. And this is something that takes a little more dedication. This takes a little bit more time, but it does have a dramatic effect, especially if you're in that place where you've been really itchy for like a week or a few days and you're like bleeding on your pillows and in your covers and in your blankets at night and you're just tearing your body up. Do the other things that I've already talked about, but also a solid 24 or 48 hour water fast can work wonders to knock out the inflammation in the body and to cool the body down and to soothe the skin's surface. Combining all of these things is definitely the way to go, but water fasting can be dramatic. And it's also really good to give your lymphatic system and your gut biome a break from the toxic load from digesting food that it can sometimes have. Really the only topical treatment that I found besides staying moisturized, people, you gotta stay, your skin needs to stay moist. Moisturization does not lead to your body not producing its own moisture. That's really a false theory. But you gotta use the right moisturizers. They gotta be hypoallergenic, they gotta be sensitive skin, they gotta be fragrance free. This next moisturizer, it's more of an intervention in my opinion, is castor oil. Castor oil is made famous a lot by Ayurvedic and kind of deep cleansing, detoxification practices, where you put the castor oil on like a flannel blanket, you put that onto your skin, and then you put a heat pack directly on it, and it's called oil pulling or a castrol pack. That is a really amazing way to go right after the itchiness in an acute area. Also, just taking the castor oil, which is super thick and super gooey and super, it's almost like Vaseline. I used to rub that all over my body. And yes, it can be messy and it can get everywhere, but it really coats the skin really well. On my scalp, I used to rub that stuff in really thick, just real juicified, and on my sternum and on my elbows and on my hands. And I would kind of just not touch anything for a while, or sometimes I just put on an old shirt or put on a stocking cap. Sometimes a stocking cap would make it too hot, and just let that sink in. And then if it ever got to the place after a few hours that it dried out, boom, just reapply the castor oil everywhere that's burning and itching all day in thick amounts and coat the skin. And for me, this did a couple things. It kept me from itching, and two, it just kind of created this cooling layer that seemed to really fight the itch. And again, I want to reiterate, sometimes these things are just a mental distraction. And if you are able to get through that acute 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour of not itching yourself, it seems to really die down. And as you guys probably know, the more you itch, the more you scratch, the more it actually itches and scratches and more it burns. A little scratching of the scalp doesn't make the scalp feel better. It makes it feel more itchy and more worse, and a lot of times it makes everything just spread. These are all super cheap and super basic ways that you can try to start to fight the scratching and the itching and make yourself more comfortable so that you can sleep at night or so that you can get through your day. I suggest combining all of these things, especially if you have, time off. Coronavirus, we're all at home right now. The weekends, taking a day off work or taking Friday off work and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, doing a water fast for a day or two and doing these other protocols one after another several times in the day. Why not treat yourself? You might as well give it a shot. I hope these things work for you guys. If you have any questions, remember to leave them down below in the comment section. Remember to subscribe, remember to share, remember to hit that notification bell. For any of you guys looking to get a hold of me to become one of my skin health clients, there's a link in the description for a free consultation. Also in the description box, and this is something that I wish I had while I was healing my skin, it's Skinessa. It's the best probiotic for skin health there is, and it may really help with the itch too. I personally don't itch at all anymore. I've been cured for 8 years. But a lot of my clients are using the Skinessa and they really love it. And the owners who text me all the time are sending me testimonials for it all the time. People saying it's helping and getting lots of results. So give it a try. It might help too. You can find me on Instagram as Rob Stuart. In real life, I'm just Rob Stuart. You can also find the 3 Phases workbook, which is the step-by-step guide for healing skin, at holistichealthactivation.com. That's going to do it for me today, guys. I'll be back with many more videos. Peace.